Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today, we are opening up the ultimate, high-stakes manual for modern leadership, organizational transformation, and deep human influence. Think about the most powerful, respected, and effective leaders you have ever encountered. What was it that made them so magnetic? Was it their technical brilliance? Was it their mastery of corporate strategy? Was it their ability to crunch numbers or navigate complex market data? Those technical abilities might get you into the room, but they will never keep you at the top. The real differentiator of the world's most elite leaders, the ones who can command immediate respect, build high-performing teams in the middle of chaos, and turn stagnant organizations into global juggernauts, is a hidden biological and psychological force that most executives completely ignore. Today, we are doing a deep dive, immersive storytelling, breakdown of a book that provides the absolute gold standard operational blueprint for leadership, Primal Leadership, Unleashing the Power of Emotional Intelligence by Daniel Goleman, Richard Boyatzis, and Annie McKee. These authors are the architects of the emotional intelligence movement, and in this masterpiece, they take that research directly into the corporate boardroom. They reveal a truth that will fundamentally change how you lead. A leader's emotional state is the single most powerful factor in determining the performance of their entire team. The leaders who thrive are not the ones who hide their humanity. They are the ones who master their own emotional resonance to consciously manage the energy, focus, and drive of every single person they lead. Get incredibly comfortable. Clear away all outside digital distractions. Grab your leadership journal and let us decode the precise neurological and behavioral strategies required to master your presence, build bulletproof team cohesion, and lead with absolute high-status authority. Part 1. The Biological Resonance of Leadership. Let us begin our story by diving directly into the hidden physical infrastructure of the human brain. To master leadership, you must first understand the biological mechanism that links your mind to the nervous systems of your employees. The authors introduce a revolutionary concept called the open-loop brain. Most of your bodily systems are closed loops, meaning they operate independently inside your body without needing feedback from others. But your brain is a highly sensitive, open-loop system that relies on continuous, high-velocity inputs from other people to regulate its own emotional stability, chemical balance, and focus. This biological reality means that, as a leader, you are essentially a walking thermostat for your team. When you walk into a room, you do not just bring your physical presence. You bring an invisible, high-energy emotional field that actively alters the brain chemistry of every person you interact with. If you are panicked, distracted, or cynical, your team's mirror neurons will immediately pick up on those signals, triggering a biological response that lowers their focus, kills their creativity, and activates their internal survival reflexes. But if you walk in with a calm, grounded, and focused presence, you literally use your own nervous system to soothe and elevate the emotional states of those around you, turning a room of fragmented, anxious individuals into a highly synchronized, high-performance team. Leadership is not a distant intellectual activity performed from a corner office. It is a continuous, moment-by-moment, Biological exchange. The most effective leaders possess high resonance, which means they can consciously tune their own emotional state to match the needs of the situation and the collective energy of their team, keeping the organizational focus sharp, motivated, and emotionally safe. Part 2. The 4 pillars of emotional leadership. To achieve this level of resonance, you must master the 4 foundational pillars of emotional intelligence. The first pillar is self-awareness. This is the cornerstone of all leadership excellence. You cannot lead others if you are completely blind to your own emotional triggers, weaknesses, and behavioral patterns. An elite leader practices the art of constant self-scrutiny. They recognize when they are feeling threatened, defensive, or overly arrogant. They understand how their personal moods and personal agendas are affecting their team's morale, and they actively work to keep their internal state in check. The second pillar is self-management. This is your capacity to stay flexible, stay calm, and actively direct your energy toward constructive goals, even in the middle of a massive corporate crisis. This is the opposite of the reactive, volatile leader who explodes when deadlines are missed or projects fail. A self-managed leader understands that they are the example of emotional stability. They feel the same frustration as everyone else, but they filter that frustration through their rational mind before it ever hits their team, ensuring their actions are always strategically sound and emotionally grounded. The third pillar is social awareness. This is your ability to accurately pick up on the emotional currents of your team, read the room with absolute precision, and understand the hidden motivations, fears, and needs of every individual you lead. An emotionally aware leader does not just listen to the words. People say they listen to the silence between the words. They notice when morale is dipping, when a team member feels insecure, or when the team is becoming complacent. They read the unspoken power dynamics and cultural norms of the organization, allowing them to lead with precision and tact. The fourth pillar is relationship management. This is your capacity to use your self-awareness, self-management, and social awareness to build deep alliances, resolve high-stakes conflicts, and guide your team toward a collective mission. Leadership is ultimately a pursuit of connection. If you cannot build trust, you cannot lead. Relationship management is the art of being a mentor, a coach, and a strategist all at once, creating an environment where people feel safe enough to take risks, share honest feedback, and bring their absolute best to the organization. Part 3. The 6 Styles of Primal Leadership. Now that we have the foundations, we must discuss the tactical styles of leadership. Goleman and his team explain that a master leader does not rely on a single style. Instead, they act like a golfer, selecting the right club for a specific shot. They possess a diverse repertoire of 6 distinct leadership styles, each designed for a specific set of circumstances. The first style is the visionary leader, who moves people toward shared dreams. This style works best when an organization needs a new direction or a fresh vision. The visionary leader articulates the future with such clarity and passion that everyone knows exactly why they are working toward the goal, giving them a deep sense of purpose and commitment. The second style is the coaching leader, who connects what a person wants with the goals of the organization. This style is for the long term. The coach spends time understanding each individual's strengths and weaknesses, offering them developmental feedback, and helping them grow their personal skills to align with the team's strategy. The third style is the affiliative leader, who creates harmony and builds emotional bonds. This style is a secret weapon during times of extreme stress or when a team is broken and needs healing. The affiliative leader places the highest value on the people, ensuring they feel cared for, valued, and safe, which naturally builds deep, unwavering loyalty. The fourth style is the democratic leader, who builds consensus through participation. This style is perfect when you need to get the team to buy into a decision, or when you need the collective wisdom of the group to solve a complex, multi-layered problem. By giving people a voice in the process, you create massive ownership and commitment. The fifth style is the pace-setting leader, who demands excellence and self-direction. Use this style very sparingly. It works when you have a highly motivated, elite team that needs to hit a specific, high-velocity target. But it can quickly kill morale if it becomes your only way of leading, as it often feels like you are constantly breathing down people's necks. The sixth style is the commanding leader, who demands immediate compliance. This is the ultimate nuclear option. It is only for extreme, life-or-death crises where there is zero time for discussion. If you use this style in a normal work environment, you will destroy your culture and drive your best people to quit. But in a true emergency, it provides the firm, decisive clarity required to save the ship. Part 4. The architecture of an emotionally intelligent culture. Now let us look at the broader picture. How do you take these individual skills and build a high-performance culture? Across an entire organization, the authors explain that an organization's climate, the mood of the workplace, is almost entirely driven by the emotional habits of its leaders. You can have a brilliant, high-tech strategy, but if your culture is built on fear, cynicism, and top-down isolation, that strategy will fail. To build an emotionally intelligent culture, you must focus on the concept of psychological safety. This is an environment where employees feel absolutely safe to take risks, admit mistakes, challenge the status quo, and share honest, brutal feedback without fear of being humiliated or punished. Psychological safety is the engine of innovation. If people are constantly protecting their egos or hiding their failures, they are not innovating. They are simply surviving. An emotionally resonant culture rewards transparency, celebrates learning from failure, and treats every mistake as a high-value piece of data that can be used to upgrade the organization's collective intelligence. Furthermore, you must build institutionalized coaching. Leadership development cannot be a one-time, annual event held in a conference room. It must be a core part of the daily operating rhythm of the business. Leaders at every level must see their primary mission not just as managing processes, but as actively developing the human talent around them. When coaching becomes the natural language of the organization, you create a self-sustaining cycle of growth, where every individual is constantly upgrading their skills, increasing their emotional awareness, and moving the organization toward its collective goals with massive velocity. Part 5. How to transform your own leadership presence. As our storytelling journey reaches its final destination, let us look at the practical, step-by-step roadmap for your own personal leadership transformation. The authors emphasize that change is hard, but it is entirely possible. You do not change by simply reading a book or attending a workshop. You change by following a disciplined, 5-part process. The first step is your ideal self. Take the time to step away from the noise and ask yourself, what kind of leader do I truly want to be? Forget about your current job title or what your boss expects. Imagine the leader you possess the potential to be. Write it down with extreme clarity. The second step is the real self. This requires painful, absolute honesty. You need high-resolution data on your current behavior, which means you must ask for feedback from people who will not lie to you. Ask your peers, your team, and your mentors. Where am I falling short? What blind spots do I have? It is a terrifying process, but it is the only way to gain the accurate data you need to upgrade your performance. The third step is your learning agenda. Take your ideal self, compare it to your real self, and design a targeted, tactical training program. Do not try to change everything at once. Focus on 1 or 2 specific emotional skills, like improving your active listening or mastering the pause, and commit to practicing those behaviors until they become your natural default setting. The fourth step is experimenting and practicing. This is the gym phase. Every single day is a practice environment. You are going to feel awkward. You are going to fail at times. That is the signal that you are growing. Keep pushing into that discomfort. Keep practicing the new behaviors, and do not let your ego force you to retreat back to your old, safe habits. The fifth and final step is building a community of support. Change is impossible to sustain in a vacuum. Surround yourself with a mentor, a coach, or a peer group of other leaders who are also committed to deep, authentic transformation. When you have a network of people who are watching your progress, holding you accountable, and pushing you to be better, you will find the strength to transcend your old limitations and emerge as the leader you were born to be. What is the #1 leadership strategy from this masterpiece? Whether it is committing to practicing the 6 leadership styles, with total tactical flexibility, consciously building psychological safety so your team can innovate without fear, or starting the 5-part transformation process by asking for brutally honest feedback today that you are going to commit to practicing in your professional life this week, let me know your growth and leadership goals in the comments down below. If this deep dive storytelling summary completely restructured your mental frameworks and handed you an elite, high-status architectural playbook for emotional leadership, show some incredible love by clicking that like button. Subscribe to the channel so you never miss another profound psychological, organizational science, or elite leadership book breakdown. And share this video with a colleague who needs to level up their leadership presence today. Resonate with your team. Master your styles. Lead with humanity. And I will see you in the next. Video,